Well, I just have to explain my side because I was suddenly removed and replaced as the senior deputy minority leader yesterday.
Would you like to transfer to the majority? The Honorable Egay Harisi has 10 minutes. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yesterday, I was removed and replaced as senior deputy minority leader without any stated reason. But let me say this clearly. I have no bitterness about my replacement. In fact, I am honored that I was replaced by a fellow liberal and a far stronger fighter for truth and justice, Congresswoman Laila De Lima. She is a former senator, a former secretary of justice, and a woman who sacrificed 6 years of her life in prison for standing up against abuses in government and for speaking for the truth. If there is anyone more worthy to take my place, it is Congresswoman Laila De Lima. Papasalamat din po ako kay Minority Leader Nonoy Libanan. Alam ko po na nakatali ang kanyang mga kamay. Malaki na rin po ang kanyang sakripisyo sapagkat madalas siyang tinatawagan ni Majority Leader Sandro Marcos dahil sa aking tuloy-tuloy na kritisismo sa mga polisiya ng Administrasyong Marcos. Policies, ulitin ko po, policies, not personal attacks. Mr. Speaker, I believe that I have faithfully performed my duty as Senior Deputy Minority Leader. I have raised questions. I have spoken the truth. I have offered well-meaning criticisms in the interest of accountability. But it appears that this House leadership does not welcome criticisms. And that, Mr. Speaker, is the real problem of dynastic politics. When the President of the Republic has a son serving as Majority Leader of this House, there is an unavoidable conflict of interest when a son becomes overly protective of his father instead of protecting the integrity of legislation. Some time ago, I spoke about the failure of President Marcos to protect the integrity of the 2023, 2024, and 2025 national budget. This Congress inserted and diverted some 1.45 trillion in the national budget. This is unprecedented in the history of our country. Defunding major foreign assisted projects and even the computer-generated maintenance allocations for our national highways. Kaya nagkasira-sira na po ang ating mga major highways. Funds from the PhilHealth and the PDIC were also diverted. Money that should have protected the health and savings of our people, only to end up in ghost projects or substandard infrastructure. And so I ask, why did President Marcos allow this? Why did his cabinet remain silent? How could such massive diversions happen under his watch? Mr. Speaker, it is difficult to believe that this could happen without the knowledge, if not the tolerance, of the President himself, especially when the Speaker then of this House is his own close relative. Hindi pa po ako tapos magsalita nang ako ay sunduin ni Minority Leader Congressman Libanan at dalhin sa opisina ni Majority Leader Sandro Marcos. Pagdating po namin, nandoon na rin si Speaker Bogie D. Nakaupo po ako, tahimik ako, sinita ako ni Congressman Marcos at tinanong, ano yun? I replied that the anti-political dynasty advocacy has long been one of my advocacies. Ngunit, sinabi niya, hindi yun. Inaatake mo ang aking ama. Ang sagot ko, ang kritisismo ay nakakatulong upang maituwid ang mga pagkakamali. kung bukas ang isip ng mga nakikinig. Ngunit, Mr. Speaker, bakit kailangan questionin ng isang miyembro ng kapulungan ito ang aking talumpati? Kung may mali, kung may kasinungalingan, bakit hindi ako debatiin dito mismo sa plenaryo? Sa aking pag-aaral, sa aking patuloy na pagtatanong, lalo kong nauunawaan kung gaano kalaking pandarambong sa pondo ng bayan ang naganap sa loob ng 3 taon ng Administrasyong Marcos. Lalo pa nang ipakita sa akin ni Congressman Leandro Libiste ang ilang datos na tila nagpapakita ng pamahalaan ay parang pinapatakbo ng isang sindikato. I intend to discuss this further in a separate privileged speech. Mr. Speaker, every day I pray to the Lord to give me the courage and wisdom of discernment on what I should do with the responsibility entrusted to me. Madali sana para sa akin ang manahimik. Madali sana para sa akin na sumabay na lamang sa agos upang masiguro na mas tahimik ang buhay at baka manalo pa uli ako sa eleksyon sa 2028. Madali sana para sa akin na itigil na ang laban na ito na maaaring tawagin ng iba na recklessness at padalos-dalos. But there is a greater calling, something that I cannot ignore, no matter how inconvenient it may be for me and for my family. Something that I cannot close my eyes. Just like when the Lord called Abraham and said, "Go from your country and your father's home to the land that I will show you." And Abraham followed without hesitation. He followed the Lord. Even the uncertainty is unimaginable because he trusted that the Lord would guide him and that he was doing something for God and for his fellow men. For me, what I'm doing is a bit risky. But that would already be an honorable life to live, despite all my weaknesses. 2 weeks ago, may isang gabinete ang kinausap ako. Sinabi sa akin, Guy, ang tingin ng Malacanang, Sara Duterte ka. Sabi ko po, noong panahon ng mga Duterte, ako yung kauna-unahan na nagsalita laban sa war on drugs. Inanggalan pa nga ako ang distrito ng aking pondo ng 1 taon. Pero sila, Presidente Marcos, they enabled Duterte. Si Speaker Romualdez, Majority Leader, he enabled the war on drugs. Yung mga kasama natin na nagpa-prosecute ngayon kay Duterte, they enabled war on drugs. Ako po, nakipaglaban. At hindi ko po nilalabanan ang dinastiya ng Marcos lamang. Dinalabanan ko rin ang dinastiya ng mga Duterte sapagkat alam ko na ang punot dulo ng korupsyon dito sa ating bansa ay ang pataba at ngayon mabubundat ng mga political dynasties. Sabi sa akin, Guy, yung mga salita mo nakakapagpalakas kay Sara Duterte. Sabi ko, mali yan. Secretary, ang nagpapalakas kay Duterte ay ang patuloy na mga palpak na polisiya ng Administrasyong Marcos. Sinabi magpapakulong December 15, nagpakulong ba kahit isa? Sinabi ipapasa yung Independent Commission or infrastructure na mag-iimbestiga. Pinasaba. Binola lang kami. Sabi, magpapasa ng isang makatotohanang anti-political dynasty. Ipa-priority. Ano nangyari? Sa halip na anti-political dynasty ang pinasa ng Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms. Ito po ay pro-political dynasties, hindi lang magpapataba, magpapabundat pa sa mga dinastiya dito sa ating bansa. Today, I bow out as Senior Deputy Minority Leader of this House. But I am even more emboldened to be a stronger voice against what is wrong with our system. I may no longer have the position. I may no longer have the committee membership. But I still have the knowledge. I still have the experience. And I have still the voice and commitment to stand against that, what is unjust, what is corrupt, and what is abusive. I am no longer Senior Deputy Minority Leader, but I will be the equalizer in this House. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, my colleagues, until my next privilege speech. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader.
maraming
Speaker,
salamat, Mr.
I move to
Speaker.
recognize the Honorable Deputy Speaker Janet Garin.
Deputy
Is my
Speaker Janet
distinguished
Garin. Deputy
colleague-
Speaker Janet Garin is now recognized.
He is my distinguished colleague and a very good friend during the Aquino administration, willing to yield to some questions. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker. Maraming salamat din sa ating mga kasamahan. I decided to interpolate and ask a few questions to our distinguished colleague, Mr. Speaker, dahil medyo nalito ako nung ang pinag-usapan ay ang posisyon ng Senior Deputy Minority Leader, pero tila nalihis ang kanyang speech patungo sa pagpupuntirya na majority ang may kasalanan. May I inquire, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, to the Honorable Egay Erice, paano po ba pinipili ang isang Senior Deputy Minority Leader?
Well, alam na po natin yan, Madam Sir Speaker. Hindi pa lang naman ngayong administrasyon na ito, ng mga nakaraang administrasyon, hindi po tayo pumipili talaga ng minority leader kung walang blessing ng leadership ng House.
Ibig sabihin, distinguished speaker, nung ikaw ay naging Senior Deputy Minority Leader, ito ay may sabwatan sa mayorya?
Ang ganito po ang nangyari nung ako po inirekomenda na Senior Deputy Minority Leader ni dating Senior Deputy Minority Leader Paul Dasa.
Well,
Hinirap
Mr.
po ako. Excuse me po.
Mr.
Tapusin
Speaker,
niyo lang
I
po
have
ako.
the name Senior Deputy Minority Leader.
Noong 19th Congress.
Well,
Paul
Mr.
Dasa.
Paul
Nirekomenda
Dasa.
niya po ako. Sabi niya, kakausapin niya si Minority Leader Nonoy Libanan upang ako ang kanyang maging kahalili.
Ibig sabihin, Mr. Speaker, ang
Hindi pa po
ating
ako tapos.
kagalang-galang
Hindi pa
na
po.
kasamahan na si
Patapusin
Honorable
niyo
Egay
muna ako bago
Erice
niyo ako
ay
tanungin.
hindi pinili ng minorya? Because that is...
Kaya nga po, patapusin niyo ako para may kwento ko lahat. Pwede?
Yeah, but can
Kung
I
pwede
can
lang
I
ako.
have
Kung pwede,
can I have
pagkatapos pwede niyo ako
can I
tanungin.
have a direct answer, Mr. Speaker?
I am
Kasi
directly answering
nakakagulat.
you.
Yeah, Mr.
Madam,
Speaker, my question is
Honorable-
very simple. Napili ba siya ng isang former member of the House? Because that is very
Nirekomenda
unparliamentary.
po. He's putting some words on my mouth.
Honorable-
Ang sinabi ko po, nirekomenda
Session
po
suspended.
kay